I'm having technological issues. And so now we're set up. Good morning, Avi, Terlisa. Thank you, girls. Are you ready for some lazy bitch yoga? For two of the least lazy bitches that I know, right? Good morning. It's beautiful in California, and I have a cat crying in the background and birds singing, and thank you for showing up. And we're gonna lay down, stretch out our hips and our heart, and get ready for Mother's Day with a little bit of self-care and self-love. So I want you to just start by sitting down, however is comfortable for you, and just listen to the sweet sound of that cat crying. Roll your shoulders back and breathe a little bit. And set your intention. What's your intention? Peace. Yeah? Self-care. Laughter yoga? Are you coming to say hi? My intention is to love myself a little bit more. Not necessarily because of my faults or in spite of my faults, but just accepting them because really no one else sees them the way that I do anyway, except maybe that cat. So we're going to start by just warming up the spine a little bit and leaning back and forward and back and forward. Oh, I got a crack, I got a pop. And with your breath, I want you to breathe in and really fill up all the way to the bottom. Nice, big, deep breath all the way to the bottom. And when you get there, I want you to do a Kegel, because it gathers our chi and supports our kundalini, and nobody knows. Lock it in. Good. And now let's stretch out and do a little side bend. Breathing really deeply. You can look up at your elbow if you're feeling it. And with every breath in, lengthen your spine. And out, go a little deeper into the bend. I'm getting a back massage from this crazy cat. And then up. Technological difficulties. And then reach up. And then we'll go over to the side again. In, breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out. Go deeper into the pose. I've been practicing a lot of deep, deep breath. And just allowing that my stomach doesn't have to be flat all the time. And I'm still lovable. Isn't that crazy? Good. And then do a little twist. Again, breathe in deep, lengthen the spine, breathe out, twist a little bit deeper. And if you want to lay down and just breathe, awesome. Breathe in and out, and just let that shit go. I don't know how much I can have a potty mouth on this, but I don't care. Deep breath in. It's authentic. And twist. You can hold on to your knee for a little bit of anchoring. Just warming up that spine. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, twist. And before we lay down and really get lazy, we can just take a nice big deep breath, and I want you to ground down and really feel your body in the points where it touches the earth. A lot of times in yoga they talk about difficult poses, where you wrap both legs around your head, or you could do chaturanga 50 times. And my practice, I think, is just being easy, because it doesn't feel comfortable to me. I want to go, 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 go. Why am I taking this time? Just be still. It's revolutionary. And breathe. And do a Kegel. Anti-aging medicine at its best. All right, so now we're going to lay down. And take your time. Just settle into it. Leave your knees up. Good morning. I want you to just rock side to side, just a little. Just getting that warmed up. I've been doing a lot of ab work with my trainer, and the most powerful thing I think that I've been doing even is just making sure that my spine is flat on the floor for a lot of exercises. So that's a good thing to do this morning. Just like engage, flex your butt, engage your abs, and settle that spine on the floor as much as you can. If you got a little junk in the trunk, that's okay, just do your best. And then we're going to warm up our twerking muscles and move up into bridge, and just slowly and gently raise your hips bit by bit and warm up that spine. Today we're going to be working on reversing a lot of the damage that's done from us being on Zoom and being sedentary and sitting so much, with rolled forward shoulders and really tight hips and the iliopsoas, causing so much lower back pain. All right, so now we're coming up into bridge. And just really contract your glute muscles. Keep your legs about shoulder width apart, hip width apart. And if you want to move into something a little bit deeper, you can roll your shoulders up underneath and clasp your hands and point your fingers. And this gives you a little bit, and really take nice big deep breaths. We want to take 5 here. Let's see if you can go up a little bit higher. And if you want, always just let it go. Relax down on the mat. The toughest pose is supposed to be Savasana. So you can now bring your knees in, which is laying on your back, because it's hard to hold still. So pull those knees in. Let's go up to bridge one more time. And see how you can hold it. If you want to just come up here, great. you want to open up the shoulders and get them up underneath your back a little bit. If you want to come up, put your leg in preparation for a wheel. One of the ways that I was gentle with myself this morning is I decided that I did not need to call these all out in Sanskrit. No one would understand it anyway, except other yoga teachers. And so I don't need to be perfect, and you know what? Still lovable. Even if I don't speak Sanskrit, it's revolutionary. All right, bring the knees back up into the chest. All right, and now we're going to start doing really easy side twists back and forth. I'm going to go to my right first so that you can see. Shoulders remain on the ground as much as you can. And put your hands out, palms down, and just twist your body over. You can leave your legs straight if you'd like. We are going to be doing a little bit of pigeon. A little bit of pigeon. I do pigeon like it's my religion. Because it works so well on all those tight hip flexors. And just give yourself a little bit of love, too. Love this body that you have. What a gift it is. We take it so for granted. Love this body that you have. Give a little rub. You can put one hand on your knee. If you're really feeling it, or if you're an overachieving bitch like me, you can get back and warm up your quad and really stretch out your quadriceps while you do the twist. But it's early on Saturday, and that is unnecessary for most of us. I need to do it because pigeon is one of my points of growth in my life. I'm going to warm up for it. All right, now let's go back over to the other side. Give your hips just a little, Yep, hand over, trying to keep your shoulder down. And then you can look the opposite way of your knee if you want, warm up your neck. And then stretch out that bottom quad if you want. Give your legs some love. They carry us through so much. Have such gratitude for your body. I did this yoga teacher training because movement is medicine, right? I wanted to deepen my own practice and get more into my body. Because I have such a cerebral life and an intellectual job and can be so sedentary. And I was disassociating from all of my feelings related to, all kinds of life stuff and then pandemic craziness. All right. Let's do over to the side one more time. Remember, this is lazy bitch yoga. We're not getting up off of the ground. Over the other side. And I wanted to really get into my body because I wasn't appreciating it. And you can take all the supplements and do all the stem cells and the exosomes and the herbs and the, whatever. And if you're not feeling into your body and feeling into who you are truly, it's very difficult to heal. I think he just said, preach, sister, in felineese. Oh, right. One more time over to the left. Keep the shoulder down, and just let it go. Feel the earth supporting you beneath you. Take nice, big, deep breaths. Eckhart Tolle says that when you feel anxious, when you feel like you're going to lose it, he's great. Just take deep breaths and it puts you back into your body and gives you the perspective of the present. I also like to yell serenity now. All right, we got our twists. Good. Knees up into the chest. Just rock a little bit. And we're going to rock ourselves over onto our faces easily. And just come on over. Oh, I got very natural. I've got leaves in my hair. Oh, come on over and lay on your face. Roll your shoulders and start opening up that chest. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. And open up your chest and allow that love to lay face down. This is yoga. I don't know what the pose is called in Sanskrit, but I like to call this the lazy bitch. Reverse Savasana. Hug the planet. This is good just if you like have your forehead down, lengthen your spine. You can roll your shoulders and open them up. We're on keyboards and they're forward so often. You can use a pillow underneath you if your chest and your belly make it difficult for you to lay like this for long periods of time. Don't do this if you're pregnant. Disclaimer. Roll the other way. And you can easily just move your head side to side and get a neck stretch. And have your hands out like a T. Where's my cat? There he is. And just hug the planet. What a life. Okay, now you can put your head straight, your forehead on the floor. And see if you can put your hands and clasp them behind your back. This is going to open up your shoulders too and get us ready because our next pose is going to be locust. Really gentle, opening up the front of our bodies. So all the stress that we've been under, unconsciously, we've been moving into the fetal position to protect ourselves. Yeah. All right, and so with Lotus Locust, you're going to start easily raising your chest up. Roll your shoulders back and lift your head. Keep your head straight for this one. And lift your head and your arms and reach back behind you. And you can also clench your glutes and lift your legs. And just reach behind you. And breathe and open up that chest and you can lift your neck, lift your head, look up. Feel all that strength in the back of your body. And breathe. Feel the energy in your fingers and your toes and breathe. And go down. And relax. You can move your hips side to side. Just give it a little bit of a wiggle. Loosen up that low back. And then we'll reach again in locust. Reach. Lift up. Just stretch and feel it opening up in your chest. Look up. Good. Good. Now we can go back into child's pose. This is an underused pose, I think. No one does child's enough. So calm down. We're going to transition. Oh, feel that stretch in the low back. Just like a baby. You can reach forward, or you can allow your arms just to hang at the sides. If you have blocks, I do, and my shoulders have been bothering me, you can have the blocks down, or pillows. Pillows work too. And really open up the shoulders a little bit more by raising it up. And what you want to do is you can have your butt arched a bit as you come in, like you would in downward dog, and then curl with a real stretch into the shoulders. So your tailbone is going down towards the mat. And now, rabbit. You can stay here in child's pose if you're feeling good. And just breathe into the back of the body. Breathe into your sacral area. Here in your lower pelvic, where your spine meets your pelvis. Give a little rub. That feels good. Just rub that. Just relax. Now rabbit. You can stay in this. Lengthen your feet out a bit. You can hold onto your ankles. And lift your hips. You want the top of your head to be on the mat. You don't want to go too much further than that. But as you lift your hips, you can feel a significant stretch as you hold onto your heels, in your shoulders and your traps. Releasing all tension there in your traps and your shoulders and just stretching. Good. You can just give it a pulse and relax. And pulse. This is a nice inversion. It gets blood into your head. It's not a full handstand or headstand. You're still upside down. It's good. Gentle. All right. Now you can relax down and come into another seated position. And we're just going to do stacked shins a bit to open up your hips a little bit. If you can just sit cross-legged and lean forward, good. If you can make it so that your feet are more parallel to the front of the mat and lean forward, and you can feel that opening up into your hips a little bit more, that's great too. If you can take next step, one foot over the other and have them parallel, and just easily lean forward. Remember, breathe to lengthen. And as you exhale, allow yourself to fall towards your mat. And if this is where you get, great. One of my favorite things about yoga is that it's not a competition. It's meeting your body where you are at and loving it and being calm in an uncomfortable place. All right, however you had your legs oriented, switch them so that the opposite foot and the opposite hip are now getting their stretch. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to release. I've heard of goat yoga. This is cat yoga. It's like an 18-pound kettlebell on my leg. All right, and so you can release that, and now we're going to easily and gently, if you feel like it, move into pigeon. Pigeon is so good to open up the front of your hips, which are, as you can see, often shortened from sitting all of the time. And it's also good if you can open it up if you're really going to push it and do mermaid. I haven't warmed up, and so I'm going to go really easy into this. What you're going to do is, I'll do it this side first. Bend one leg, have one leg up. You can move more towards the front of your mat. And then get your knees underneath you and move one leg back. So you're in a lunge. And then you're going to take this foot that's underneath you and move it a little bit to the side. Ideally, what you want to do is have this foot on the floor, but the shin will be parallel to the front of the mat. I'm not that kind of a yogi. What we want is for your hips to be straight, and if you need to put a block underneath your butt like this, that's fine. You want the extension and the stretch to be in the front of the body here. You can also use a pillow and hold your weight on your hands if necessary. And you can rock side to side and gently open up both hips, because you'll feel the stretch in the back of the one and the front of the other. And just be gentle. And if you can move down into this is sleeping swan or lazy pigeon onto your elbows, great. This is when I like to really stay in for a long time. And breathe. First few times I did this one, it made me cry because I had so much tension in my hips. Women especially keep a lot of stress in their hips. And so if this is a lot for you, it's totally normal. It will protect your knee to keep this activated, keep your foot activated and flexed. And just feel into it. Just feel into it. And move the way you feel your body needs to move. And if it needs to not do this, don't do it. And if you want to really get your forehead to the mat and open up the side of that hip, your left hip in this case, my practice has been evolving into, and let's switch sides. This one back. Oh, let's just child's pose to stretch that out. Come up. Get the knee under you as much as you can. You can keep the toes relaxed. And then sit back on your right hip with your left extended. Just give yourself some time and breathe. Where's my coffee? So much of my practice is really getting people to just feel what it is that they're feeling. Oh, you ate something and then you didn't feel good? Amazing. Don't eat it again. Or decide that, you know, sometimes it's worth it to eat and maybe sometimes it's not. So you can get your hips a little bit more even. Feel that stretch. We're not going to go into mermaid. I'm not feeling it. I'm feeling a little lazy about that this morning. Oh, you can like open up your chest and look up. Really feel the stretch in your left side. And then just walk your hands out as far as you can and give yourself some time to acclimate. We rush through everything so much. What does your body want? He probably wants another pound and a half of cat food this morning. No, that's not fair. He wants love. And he wants attention. Don't we all? Don't we all? Yeah. And then you can lower your forehead to the mat as much as you can. Feel that stretch inside of the leg and the back of the butt. Just breathe. Well, give yourself a little another butt rub. Go for it. Touch yourself with love. You don't. How can you expect other people to? Feel such gratitude for this amazing body that you have. For the mind that you have. Now's a good time as we sit here in this position that's wildly uncomfortable for most of us, right? Like, how are you going to distract yourself? Give yourself some love. Think about the things that you love. God. I agree with the Beatles. All you need is love. And what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be happy. All right, so gently, 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 let's move out of this by angling towards the hip that's up underneath you. And you can just roll over onto it and bring your knees up together, like be off of your mat, off of the reservation. Just slowly pull your knees to your chest. And then we're going to come up on all fours. And go into cat-cow. Let's do child's first, just to let those hips get a little bit more. Push back through the hands, open up the shoulders. And then we'll do cat-cow. No, haven't done this before. You've got your hands underneath your shoulders, arms shoulder width apart, knees underneath the hips, hip width apart. As you inhale, you're going to angle your hips, your tailbone up towards the ceiling and look up. Really fill your belly. This is cow, and then go into cat. And exhale as fully as you can and look at your belly button and really exhale all that air out and then breathe in again and transition to cow. Open up your chest. Look up towards the ceiling. Put your tailbone up towards the ceiling and really feel that stretch. And exhale into cat. Look down at your belly button. Move the anterior part in front of your pelvis towards your head. Flex that butt. And do this a couple of times. Good. And then you can just rock back and forth. Forward and back. Easily. Slowly and breathe. Yeah. Good. All right. Now I was going to do wheel or camel. And now is a good time to do it. We have run long, so we're going to do camel and then back into child's pose and say peace. And I hope you have a beautiful day. And so does my ginger cat. All right. So from this position, I want you to get up on your knees. And we're going to do this really, really gently. And just practice this pose. This is another one of those poses that I'm really not awesome at. And so, tells you where you're weak, right? And it's here or where you're tight. And so we're going to ease into this very simply, very gently by just putting your hands on your hips. And I want you to look up at the ceiling and roll your shoulders back, backward circles, and look back at the ceiling. Good. Do it a couple of times and breathe. And now engage your butt muscles. Tops of the feet are on the floor. So you should feel the strength in your butt and a little bit of stretch in your quads. And we're not even bending back yet. We're just looking at the ceiling. And if this is where you feel like being today, you're going to feel strength in your abs, strength in your quads. We opened up the front of the body in Locust. We opened up the hips in Pigeon. You can just roll those shoulders and open the chest. And then relax. And let's do it again. If you're going to go into full camel at this point, bless you, go for it. And you can do little pulses with your gluteal muscles, little pulses with your butt, hands on your hips, look up at the ceiling. And if you want to go into full camel, you can reach back and push your hips forward with your glutes and let your head hang back. And breathe. And then you can release it one side and then the other. Grab your cat. Go down into child's pose. Stretch out your butt. And then roll over into Savasana. I'm going to gift myself with a really lazy day today. Thank you for spending this time with me and helping me with the final project. I'd love comments. This was my first class taught. I don't know if I'm really good to teach. But it was good to do the training and I recommend it. I got more into my body and had more healing this year than any other year in my life. Yeah. And my butt feels great right now. give yourself time here. And breathe and think about what a beautiful day it's going to be. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers. Thank you, my friends. Namaste.